Shalom. All right. We have to get started. Boy, me home here all night, right? Hmm? Hmm. We gotta get started, so more than me holding you here all night. All right, family. So most sign Christ bless somebody.
Most High Christ bless you too.
Yes, sir. Okay, so all praises unto the Most High Israel for giving us the Spirit, because that's what it took to get you here. The Spirit come here, fellowship, keep those commandments, and learn what His will is. So all praises. Now, we dealt with the Passover and the resurrection of Christ. So we're going to go into some events after Christ's resurrection and ascension. Tell you what, before we do that, let's see. Go to the book of Acts. Acts chapter 1. So Acts chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, the former treatise have I made, O Theophilus, of all that Christ began both to do and teach. Until the day in which he, talking about Christ, was taken up. After that, he, through the Holy Spirit or the Holy Ghost, had given commandments unto the apostles whom he had chosen. So the commandments that he had given to the apostles is in the last chapter that we just read. All right. And that is, let's go and get that. Go back to the Matthew 28. Okay. Matthew 28 and 19. Well, I started 18. It says, and Yahushua, well, it says Jesus, but we know his name to be Yahushua. That's how you pronounce the Lord's name in Hebrew. We're reading in the Greek. He came and spake unto them. So this is after his resurrection. Okay. And who had seen him first? Both. After the resurrection.
Mary.
Right. Mary and the other Mary. Okay. So now he came to them saying, all power is given to me in earth in heaven and in earth. So why is he telling them that, Jabril, Corey?
When he came back, he had, when he was resurrected, he got back his,
Okay. VJ, you know?
Because some people doubted him.
Because some people doubted him. Right. Thank you. Right. Because if they doubted him, they doubted him. He's saying, I got the juice. All power is given to me. I can do anything. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Say, I can do anything. All power. And so that should leave them in astonishment. Now go to the book of St. John, chapter 17. He tried to told them so. St. John, chapter 17. Let's see, bear with me. It's a certain point I need to. Let's see. I'm sorry. Okay. Verse. I started 22. Pay attention. The glory which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. What is that talking about, Yash?
That they like the spiritual power.
Nope.
And the understanding.
No. Start off. No, not spiritual power. They don't have spiritual power. They didn't get spiritual power until Pentecost. So he ain't. No. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
the teachings.
The teachings. Right. Just imagine you have some game, or you have a unique set of skill set, and you know everybody don't have it, but you got it. That's what he had. He had the understanding that come from the Most High himself. And he was giving it to them. A lot of you don't understand how powerful this wisdom is. This wisdom is able to take you to eternity itself, where 1,000 years is like a drop compared to the sea. You don't understand. A lot of people don't understand, but the Most High, what Christ prayed for you that you understand. I pray for you that you understand, but because I look like you, it's kind of hard for you to think I could do anything for you in regard to hopeful, helpful towards your salvation. Well, you're wrong. The scriptures say the prayer of a righteous man availeth much. So the Most High, his ears are attentive to the righteous. So when somebody righteous is praying for you, they praying for you, not for you to continue to sin. They praying why? So that the work that they instilling in you prosper. Nobody wants to plant a dead seed. Plant something that ain't gonna grow. You see how you understand that? You just think people just be talking. When somebody is really helping you and they rooting for you, they praying for you, they praying for the glory of the Most High to prevail itself and enter into you so that you can have success. Because they themselves know I gave it to them. I showed it. I told it to them. And ultimately, I've sacrificed my own selfishness to be an example for them to follow. Now, who wants a person like that to feel that they've been praying unto the Most High? That they may be one. That they get it, because these guys got major work to do. Remember, we're going to go back into after his resurrection. He dealt with them, and then his ascension and how things took place. So they want to be one. They need to be one as we are one. This is what Christ said. So how was the Christ and the Most High one? Through the word and obedience, all the way up into death. So he wanted them not so much as to be in great agreement with each other, even that's supposed to happen, but they supposed to be obedient unto the word to death, with everything that lieth with them, with their humanly possible, without reason, rhyme, or explanation. What is rhyme? Something that you can come up with and something that you can talk in and out of. What? Nothing. Just be one with the Most High. Develop the relationship with you, Father, like I have with you, Father. That's what that means. You have got to develop a obedient relationship with the Most High like the Messiah did. In order to do that, you got to kill your flesh. You got to kill your want. You got to kill your desire. And you got to walk in the ways and seek his will according to the scriptures. Okay, let us move on. Verse 23, I in them, meaning what I've been talking, they got me on their mind, and thou in me, and you helping me, that they may be what? Perfect, made perfect. You see? In one, and that the world may know. How's the world gonna know? Because now the world gonna see them doing what? Applying the scriptures. Should the world see you not applying the scriptures? Should the world have an evil slander about you? Should the world be saying things about you that are wrong? That means something. Nobody with legs should be walking around saying anything about you. It's your job to make sure that that doesn't happen. When it happens and you are falsely accused, it's out of your control. But hey, nobody should be right about you. Let us move on. And that the world may know that thou didst send me, and has loved them as thou hast loved me. Father, I will that they also, check this out, this is the part we came, right? Whom thou hast given me, be with me where I am. That's the spirit world. Okay? That's the spirit world. I thought about this today. Lord, whenever I'm done here, I hope that you see fit that I could see that I could be there. Not for admirations of eyes, because that's the only righteous place in existence. Anything else is corrupted and defiled, and is corrupted and defiled by men. There are so many people that have left the earth, and they ain't there. That's a hard to get place, but with the Most High it's possible. And he is giving you the direction and say, hey, the kingdom is before you. You have a choice to choose. That they may behold my glory. So remember, he said, all power was given to me in heaven. So he's praying unto the Most High to show them. Let them see, open their eyes so that they can see into the spirit world. Show them his glory. Why would he ask the Father to do such thing? Because of their sacrifice and their commitment. Remember in the 19th chapter of Matthew, Peter said, we have forsaken all. That's right. We have forsaken all. So having forsook all, it seems like that's a request that the Most High could think about. But if we don't forsake all, why would the Lord even think about? Remember, a double-minded man is by him being unstable. Let not that man think that he will receive anything from the Lord. This cancels everything. You cannot be double-minded. You can't be two different persons. You can't have two different mindsets. You can't have a mind that wants to chase is being self-willed, and then a mind chasing the Most High in Christ. Festivities, shalom, greetings, this, that, and the third. Can't be two minds. You can't be like that. You're only hurting yourself. So to avoid hurting yourself, have singleness of heart, single mind. And in order to get there, you're gonna need some help. You're gonna need somebody directing you, correcting you, straightening those, helping you to see so that you can straighten those things out. What I say you're gonna need was a bombardment. What are you gonna need?
You're gonna need somebody's help to help strengthen you and straighten those things out.
I said it a little bit different. What is it, Lynn?
That's what I heard too.
Okay. It's all right. No, I said it differently. It's the words were there, but it's just a twist. Anybody get it? You're gonna need a friend. Listen to it. You're gonna need a friend helping you, strengthening you, showing you to straighten those things out, because you've never been able to straighten a friend. So the way that it was said, you're gonna need a friend helping you, showing you, straightening those things out. See the difference? What, my man? What's the difference?
Going into friend, they help you show you straight you out.
Right. And what the difference with it the other way is what?
With a friend.
Hmm?
I think what you said before, you're gonna need someone versus a friend.
Someone straightening you out and a friend showing you to straighten yourself out. That's the difference. Because me, if I straighten my friend out, I do it once. If I teach a friend to straighten himself out, he do it how many times? For life. Remember the parable of teaching a man to fish? You feed him for a day. Teaching the fish, you feed him for life. Because you taught him to fish. He's going out to get his own fish. Everybody understand? Okay. I felt that it was important to iterate that, because once we show you something, you have it. That's what Christ did to these guys here. All right. Shalom, everybody that just came on. All right. All praises to the Most High. So in John 17, the power that Christ had in heaven, he asked the Most High to show it to the disciples. And that's in heaven. But on earth, where men is crazy, they kidnapped them, they saw it, they tortured them, they saw it. He had to let them know, I got power here on earth too, because his wounds was healed. And he wasn't beat to a pulp, and he was standing there whole again. And he said, I got power here too, man. This is the power that I have. It's given to me. Who give him that power? The Most High gave him that power. to do that. Okay. Now, let's see. Verse 24 again. Father, I will that they also whom thou givest me be with me where I am, that they may behold my glory, which thou hast given me, for thou lovest me before the foundation of the world. Before this, the world is earth.
Mhm.
You didn't just, I'm not pre-adventure. Ain't no guesswork to me. You had this type of love for me before this dirt that we're standing on. O righteous Father, the world have not known thee. So by the world not knowing thee, meaning you, Father, the world also didn't know what Christ just said. What was the last thing he said? The world didn't know what? Corey?
They didn't know they didn't know him.
They ain't know his power.
What was the last thing Christ said is the answer. BJ? Bo?
Love it. Well, before the foundation of the world.
Okay. You said it, that's it, but you're not really saying it. So take his answer. Anava?
The most I love Christ before the foundation.
That's right. The most I loved Christ before the foundation of the world. And the people didn't know that. They don't know the Most High, and they didn't know that. Because if they did, they wouldn't have killed the Prince of Life.
Right.
You see, because he was a ticket to bring down the Roman Empire, kick them out of Jerusalem, and have an everlasting inheritance of the planet Earth, also the world. So they let Satan come in and completely deceive them for temporary greed. A lot of people do that. You temporal, you quick, temporary greed. Gotta have, not knowing that you can have everything. But you get deceived into thinking that this small portion of deceit means something. That's nothing. You just lost everything. Don't lose everything by being impatient, by being deceived. All right. So last one, and then we'll go back to Acts. So it says, and I have declared unto them thy name, and will declare it. Here's another part that's important. It says that the love wherewith thou hast loved me may be in them, and I in them. So when they understand how much the Most High loved him, what is going to be important to them? What was his commandment, without going back to get it, in Matthew chapter 28 and 19? What was his commandment?
Go.
Go ahead. Somebody gonna take your answer. You gotta complete it. Go into the world and teach them, right? Right. So then, if they once they understand the power that he got and how much the Most High loved this person, that is going to, and it should enable them to listen to him, because there's no other way to get unto the Most High, to get to righteousness, to be considered, I'm finna deal right, etc., etc. Acts chapter 4. And we'll read verse 10, 11, and 12 together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Be it known unto you, everybody, and to all the people of Israel, that by the name of Yahushua the Christ, whom he crucified, whom God raised from the dead, even by him will this man stand here before you whole.
This is the
Hold up, stop. We'll start over. 1, 2, and 3, verse 11. Go ahead. This is the stone which was set at naught of the builders, which has become the head of the corner. Read. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men, whereby we must be saved. Right. So once they really realized the importance of the love that the Most High had for Christ, that should enable and encourage them to do what, Jabril?
Encourage
Okay, Bo?
Encourage them to continue to live and be saved.
Encourage them to listen to Christ. That's the whole topic. That's the whole reason. Verse 11, this is the stone which was set at naught of you builders. Is that something that he wants the disciples to do? Because if the disciples set him at naught, the thing is foiled. Right? It's like he died for nothing. The Levitical priesthood forsook him. The scribes, Pharisees, Sadducees, the chief priests, they forsook him. He needed teachers. So they had to know how important he was. And in learning how important he was, they had to believe in him. That's why Christ prayed. That's why the Lord prayed for him. So it was important for them to believe in him. So he did many things to help their faith be increased by asking the Most High to open up the spirit world and show them the glory. This is where they're going to be. This is where it's after the reward, after your death and whatever it is you go through. Because I'm sure they died some horrible deaths too. And they had to not fall away. So brothers, guard yourself. Be careful in this truth. Please don't fall away. You're in this truth, applying the scriptures, you enter into temptation, you fall away. Fall away under a skirt. You fall away under drugs. You fall away under a job. You fall away under a city. You fall away. I've seen everything that a person can, everything I've said and even more, I've seen people go after. And at the same time, deceive themselves into thinking that, this is harmless. I still believe in God. Well, Christ said, he that believeth in me, as the scripture have said. So even though I'm not saying Christ is God, but you got to believe in Christ and believe in the Most High. He tells us that in the scriptures. You believe in the Father, believe in me too. All right. So, we'll lose John 17. And now I want us to get Matthew 10. Pay attention to this. so you're not confused. Matthew 10 and 12, Matthew 10 and 5, not 12, Matthew 10 and 5. These 12, Yahweh Shah sent forth and commanded them. Just like he gave them a commandment in the 28th chapter, verse 19. The different commandment. The first commandment was, he said, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So what is Christ teaching here? He's teaching the disciples not to go and teach Gentile nations. What is a Gentile? Now let's go to the book of Ezra. First Ezra 8, verse 69. It's in the Apocrypha. The nation of Israel, the princes, in this world, have we ever seen any princes? Somebody that was a prince? What about television? Yes, all right. Coming to America, right? that's how that's how far we've fallen from. But that's fine, right? See how he got treated with royalty, right?
Mm-hmm.
The carpet laid out, walked on flowers, and he was extremely wealthy. He had his face on money. Amongst our people, I was a prince. We had princes, people with great wealth, people with great understanding, great knowledge, great respect, Sadidi, high. The priests and Levites. So the priest was the priesthood,
Mm-hmm.
and Levites were the ones that were ministering the scriptures. So the priests were considered the leaders and the elders, and the ministers, well, it was their job because they were Levite. It was still all Levite, but there were different classifications amongst them. Listen, have not put away from them the strange people. So why is Christ teaching this? Telling them not to do that? Because he's trying to get rid of Satan out of the nation. He's trying to get rid of the pollution and all the lies and all the lust and all the envy and all the bad habits. The same thing that Israel came out of Egypt in with, it's the same thing that was brought in from the nations. Nor the pollutions of the Gentiles, to wit, Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites. All these people dark-skinned except Edom. So just because you see someone, you have to know their lineage. You can't check their height, their body build. Those are the specifications that people look at now. That's why the rate out there is like 100% failure. Most living adults have failed. And if it's instead of it being an acceptable statistic, it's really shame on us to the point to where we should look for something better for our youth and say, hey, you don't have to go through this. You should look and say, I don't want you to go through this. I don't want you to go through that. We should have hope for our youth with children and teaching and sacrificing our ways so that they could have a better outcome and not be that stacked. So the Moabites, Egyptians, and Edomites. So now when Christ came and he told in Matthew 10 not to go, he's talking about these people here. If you wasn't an Israelite, he was saying not to go and teach them. Let's go back and get his words. We're going back to the book of Matthew, chapter 10. And 5. These 12 Christ sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the Gentiles. We just read who the Gentiles were. And into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So when they were out and they were teaching, he was telling them, you should know, they would be able to identify the lost sheep of Israel. How? Curses. 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 We'll stick it there. Curses. So when you see somebody and they don't fit the curses, but they look like you, stop arguing with them, telling them you are an Israelite. Because all of those people that I just named, except Edom and Moab, maybe even some Moabites, will look just, they can look just like you. And through race mixing, so you don't know. So stop forcing somebody to apply the scriptures. You're wasting your time. It's not you. It's not your will. Now, let's go back to after the ascension, to the 28th chapter and the 19th verse. Go ye therefore, so this is Matthew 28:19. Go ye therefore and teach all nations. Oh, what is this now? Why is the Lord saying that? What has changed? What has changed? Did the mind of the Most High change? Absolutely not. Well, what's changed? Be smart about it.
The people, those people that was cursed out in different nations.
The who?
All the nations.
I'm sorry. You said all the nation?
Those people that was cursed, that was in all the different nations.
Okay. So that's correct, but what has changed?
No.
The perspective that he's speaking in. The context.
The status of the week that he told them
The status of the reason,
The reach.
the status of the reach.
Status of where he commended them, or where he commended them to reach.
Well, something's changed. So let's say that those things are right, but it's still something else that I'm looking at. I'm looking for. I'm trying to get from you. What changed?
Him dying, yeah, bro.
No, not that. Go ahead.
He said to teach all nations.
No, not that.
Baptizing.
No, not that. What changed? So I'm gonna help us get this, right? Like we're playing charade. Like, you like this type of thing. That type. You got people confused now, right? And they are teaching all nations, right?
Mhm.
Why?
Because
They don't understand scripture.
Stop. What has changed?
You understand it?
Somebody take it from him. He playing with him. I think he was just saying, what has changed? I'll ask the question again. Listen up. There are people today trying to save all nations. They're dead wrong. We all know that. Why do we know that they are all dead wrong? It's not a trick question.
You got the understanding.
We have the understanding. What has changed? Please don't say the understanding. What has changed? The men have changed. The disciples have changed. They weren't ready for that. They weren't prepared for that. That's why he didn't send them out there. When you don't understand, and when you have a heart and you and your emotions and you and your feelings, you gonna confuse everybody. You gonna confuse everybody. Bear with me, let me take a note, and then I'm gonna show us that. Yes. Jeremiah 16. Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 14 says, therefore behold, the days come, said the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But they're going to be talking about how Yahweh liveth, or the Lord. that brought up the children of Israel from the north and from all the lands, whether he had driven them during the curse, the land of slave trade and all the other trades, right, being dispersed and scattered unto the four corners of the world. That's why I tell you, brothers and sisters, to hold on. Hold on tight to what you have, the faith, keeping the commandments, application, fight for your life. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave into their fathers. Do you not know that our land borders seas? We're going to have seaports and beach houses and gotta get it, man. I'm tingling. I feel it. I can't get this up for nobody or nothing. Don't even try. Gotta get this. It's a beautiful land. Most High he gonna fill it. Fill it with riches and fill it with servants. Verse 16, behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord, and I will fish them. And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain. What is this? Slavery. People gonna be gathered, man. Remember how we was hunted? Tormenting us with dogs, running on a run. Most High he gonna let some people loose. Lord got soldiers, man. He got full people. He got servants. You guys are his servants. And your sons that are in your loins and your grandsons. Come on, man. And from every hill and out of every hole. Get out of that. What do they call that thing in the ground? Coming up out of there. That's right, the bunker. Get your ass out of there. Get up here. Get up here. Get up here. You and all them, come on out of there. That's right. Come on out of there. No more trickery. No more nothing. The role has flipped. For my eyes are upon all their ways. Keep this in perspective. And they are not hid from my face like you guys think, like a lot of Israelites think. You think the white man is getting away with this, the Arab man is getting away with this, all these nations, the Persians and these Indians and even the Hamites, they getting away. Nobody getting away. It's a marvel. Everybody gonna have to give account of everything that they do. And neither is their iniquity hid from my eyes. Pay attention. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. The saints didn't defile the land because the saints ain't in the land. See, that's not talking about the saints, guys. This is talking about the people that's in the land. And the people that's in the land are relatives to Esau. They're Edomites. So all Esau getting it. They have defiled my land, and they have filled my inheritance. What is the inheritance? You Israelites. With the carcasses and detestable and abominable things. Uncleanness, unclean foods, and all of that. You think the Most High. So if you have a child and somebody is mistreating your child and somebody is giving your child all bad things, poisonous and bad food that, and tricking them and manipulating them and finessing them and doing and wearing them out, you're going to be so furious. You're going to be so bitter. You're going to be so angry. It's never forgiveness. You're going to be like, I'm going to kill them. What do you think God is saying? I'm going to kill them. He don't like it. So the children of his that are going to be after him, what is he doing? He's teaching them. He's teaching you to say no to carcasses of detestable things. The swine, the mouse, the shrimp, the catfish, and all the other abominable things, the drugs. all the abominable things that you're not supposed to be doing, he's teaching you. Are you listening? Oh Lord, my strength and my fortress. What does Jeremiah say? Oh man, I'm hiding with you. I'm down with you. And my refuge in the day of affliction. He said, oh boy. Please say, oh boy.
Oh Lord.
The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth. And what shall they say on 3, 1, 2, and 3? Surely our fathers have inherited lies. Stop. Surely our fathers have inherited lies. Who taught them the lies? Lying teachers. So why did Christ tell the disciples not to go out there? They wasn't ready. Come on, they wasn't ready. Now they can, anybody can parrot. Remember, that's the beginning of his ministry. At the end of his ministry, they all forsook him. So they were weak enough to do that. So at the beginning, they'll be out there kindly. You know how you ever seen somebody so zealous to speak the word? They just speak it to any and everybody. The scriptures tell you, so not the pearls among swine. You staying there in somebody's front room arguing with them. You not ready. Right, you not ready. You supposed to be gone. You supposed to be enough that they blaspheming, they scoffing, they stuck on their ways, they stuck in their mind. You ain't got to take that. But they got their strength up. They got their mental up. They understand that this thing is for Israel. Now he can send them abroad. And now they have the understanding to just teach the word of the Most High. And whosoever had ears to hear, let him hear. The Israelite, the repentant saint that wants to follow the Most High, they're going to follow. They're going to get it. But no, don't teach somebody something that it's not for you. All right. So everybody understand? All right. Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Because they believe they doing all of this stuff. Like in 18, filling the children of Israel, the saints of the Most High, with detestable things, being abominable and everything. And yet being taught that they are going to profit. God going to bless you with this. God will bless you with that. Today I'm in Costco's walking through, getting some odds and ends, and I see that some ish people, you know, that's a little community out there in Olivet. Yes, sir. Olivet, that's their dwelling domain. That's their stomping grounds. Little children had a beanie on, and the girls looking like the Israelite sisters without the border and blue and fringe on, right? Another little boy got some dusty strings hanging from one side, the left side and the right side. I'm like, they inherited all of this, which is a fable. You know, and I just slide on by, notice it. You know, it would have been some other, what do I call some of these young guys? Static addicts. Some static, you know, some static addicts would have been like, hey, do you know that the real Israelite is, you leave them ignorant. Let them be whatever it is they doing, let them do. You move past all that. And then I see other Hebrews, you know, in the vicinity. And I'm like, thinking like, do you know that they're walking in your role as the people of God, and you walking in nothing? You ever think about when you tell somebody they got to call your name? You say, what's the name y'all call? Maybe for a food order or something. And you say Israel. And they say, how you spell that? That's painful to hear. How do you spell that? That's your nationality. They know how to spell African American, right? You saw the video I shared about some guy was out taking a poll. I don't know where he was at, some festival or something, and he talked to a lot of women, and he said, give me the first five, give me 5 books of the Bible other than the first 5.
Uh-huh.
And they couldn't do it. All Israelites. That's the state of the world. So that's why, guys, you got to be better. We got to be perfect. We got to know that the harvest of the Most High is great. And Christ said the labors were few. Not ready. All right, so now let's lose all of that. Well, I guess, so one more, we'll go to Acts. Let me see if we can get this in really quick. So Acts chapter 2, and I'm going to skip around for a reason to get to the gist of it. Acts 2 and 5, there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. So someone may say, see, it's talking about everybody that want to do it under heaven. Jump down to verse 17. 16, but this is that which was spoken of by Joel the prophet Joel. It shall come to pass in the last days that God will pour out his spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see dreams, and your old men shall dream dreams. See, anybody can have a dream. You have a lot of people of all these Gentile nations prophesying and dreaming dreams, and then they saying different things, right? Handmaidens, will I pour out my spirit, and in those days I will show signs, I will show wonders in heaven.